Hello, TikTok. Hello. It is me, Flourish Plant Care, with all of your plant care tips. I am here with all of your plant care tips on this rainy Saturday here on the East Coast. So come on into the greenhouse. It is nice and dry and a little warm. It's like in the mid 60s in here, so that's not too bad. Come on in and join us. We're gonna do some plant care chores. Hello, Gibran. Hello, how are you? Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. We are talking all things plant care this afternoon. How is everybody doing? Everybody having a great Saturday? I'm having a good Saturday. We're going to be working on some propagations and getting things out of water and into containers. We always do these guys, but I think we're going to move over to some other ones that we have here in the greenhouse of 600 plants. So come on in and join us in the greenhouse. We're doing all the things in here today. So come on in and check us out. We would love to have you. Thank you for coming in, liking the live, sharing the live, doing all the things. TikTok, send me all the planty people. I want to see all the planty people that are on Facebook or on TikTok. Good gracious, Maybelline. I don't even know what day of the week it is right now. Ooh, lordy. Send me all the TikTok people. Send them all to me. It is National Houseplant Day. Yay! Sandy, I'm so glad. I'm happy you like them. Let me know if you have any questions. Give them lots of light for the next 2 weeks. Even though, I know where they came from. I want you to keep them away from the rest of your planty babies. Make sure everybody's good and kosher and everyone's getting along. Always so very important. Doesn't matter where they came from. Isolate them. Give them lots of light. They've been in a box. Allow them to get themselves together. Give them lots of light. They've been in a box. Allow them to get themselves together. Sorry, I didn't hit some buttons before I came live, and I was getting messages reminding me that I needed to hit those buttons so that I could be live for long enough. Welcome in. This is the greenhouse. This is my collection of 600 plants here in the greenhouse. We're going to talk about propagations. We're going to talk about we're going to answer any questions that you guys have, first and foremost. But our focus today will be the propagations we have going on here in the greenhouse and how we can get them. How long should I wait to repot? I always suggest that you wait until those roots are coming out of the bottom of your pot. I would definitely wait. Hey, gas station fairy, how are you, my friends? Sandy, I would definitely wait until they are coming out of the bottom of the pot or swirling the top. Yay, Grammy Marty, you get to watch fully, not at work. Yay. Hey, Leanne, how are you? All right, everybody, I want to welcome everybody in. I am going to be doing some propagations today. I know we usually tackle the propagations that are right here by the potting bench, but I definitely want to look at some that we've already propagated. We've already put into soil. Maybe they need to be up potted because they went into small pots. So we can kind of look through those as well. We will go through all the propagations that are right here though on top of it, because we have a lot coming up with the farmers market. Yay, Steph. Yep, I'm here on a Saturday. Not usually here on a Saturday, but as the plans worked out for the family, it was a good time for me to go live. So I let you all know yesterday I was going to go live today. But you can always find me here Sunday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern. So thank you for the love. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for pushing me out, Leanne. I appreciate all of you. We had clients here this morning that just did not want to leave. They want to just hang out. I'm like, look, I don't usually do business in my greenhouse because I'm not zoned for that. So y'all just got to go. And they were like, no, we love it here. I can't blame them. I love it here too. So come on in. We're talking plant care tips. We're going to talk about propagations today mainly, but we do have some other plants that we will very happily. Thank you, Maria, for your daily first one of the live. Thank you, friend. You know, our goal is always in the first 10 minutes to get to that 10,000 sprinkles of love up there. So if you can put those fingers to the test right now, that would be phenomenal. We're doing pretty darn good. Thank you, Sandy, for your daily. And on top of it, the husband and I humped, what did we hump in here? 75 gallons of water. Not only did we have to fill the rain barrel that was inside the greenhouse, but we had to top off of the 500-gallon pond today. Evaporation is a nasty friend here in the greenhouse, that's for sure. So come on in, everybody. Let's get the room going. We have been doing all the things here in the greenhouse, and we're getting ready for the farmers market season. We signed up yesterday for not one, not two, not three, but 4 different city and or county markets to be a part of for the whole summer season. It's raining here too, so I'm glad that we can all be together and not be focused on the blah weather that's going on outside, but a date for everybody to be excited about. March 8th. How many of you already know where I'm going with this? March 8th, y'all. Do you know what's special about March 8th when it comes to your plant care tips? March 8th. I'll give you guys a second. You're having flash floods, Grammy Marty. I hope that you stay safe, and I hope that there are no injuries to anybody, no loss of life. That is very, very important. Yes. So stay safe, my friend. Anybody got an idea? March 8th. Very important day. Other than today. Today's National Houseplant Day. So it worked out even better that I could make us come on here today. It's the day after you go to the flower show in Philadelphia. Well, you know, it is the day we spring forward on the clock. So that means we get out of winter mode and we move into spring mode. We can start repotting. We can start fertilizing. We can go to the summer watering schedule. Yay, we're almost to the end of winter, y'all. We're almost there. We're getting there. Yay. So hold on. We will get there. I will have to probably start a countdown back here because I'm just too excited. Is it okay to have a eucalyptus plant for anti-mosquito? It works. It does. The other ones, if you're looking for plants to help you not have mosquitoes and those types of things around, lemongrass works well for that. Eucalyptus. There is an actual mosquito plant itself. When you touch it, it smells like a mosquito spray, like DEET or any of that kind of stuff. It smells like it. That works well. The other thing you can do, if you're a coffee drinker, not plant related, but if you're a coffee drinker, take those grounds, even if you're just using a K-cup, and allow them to sit on a plate. Like, make your coffee in the morning, let it sit on a plate all day. thin, let it dry out, and then when you go to make your next cup of coffee, take that stuff from the day before, should be good and dry, put it in an airtight container and repeat daily. And then when you go outside and you want to sit and relax, you take those coffee grounds with you, the dry ones, and you take a match or a lighter and you light them on fire, and the smell of smoke off of them will keep mosquitoes away, and it'll smell like fresh brewed coffee. Who doesn't want that, right? You're just going to throw those grounds away, so why not give them a purpose? So that is a great thing you can do right there with them, and easy peasy lemon squeezy, a way to get rid of those mosquitoes. And if you do it all year long, like my husband, he drinks a minimum of 2 cups of coffee every day. I just take those grounds and I hang on to them. You can also strain water through those grounds every now and then and give that water to your plants. You can. Certain ones are going to like more acidity than others. So that is helpful. And if you're an outdoor gardener, your tomato plants will definitely love the extra acidity that you can get. Midgie and Holly Marie, thank you for the follow, my friends. Thank you for the 7.2 thousand sprinkles of love right up here. Thank you. We come darn close to getting that 10K today. We're at the 11-minute mark, so our goal is always to get 10K in 10 minutes, but we came darn close. Way to go, guys. Thank you all so much for helping keep the love going. Share us out. We're talking about plant care tips today. We're talking about all things indoor plants. So if you have a question and you are following me and have grabbed your daily heart me, grab that. Ran into this live, definitely will follow. I have over 150 houseplants. Girl, keep going. Keep going. When you surpass me, then you can say, okay, I have enough. Until then, you are on a wonderful track, my friend. 150 houseplants. That was so 7 years ago. And I only say that, let's see, who was it that said, Midgie? I'm well over 650 plants here. So yeah, I mean, you can see them all behind me, all over the place. Hey, Charlene, thank you. Girl, you might think you're running out of space, but you can get really super creative. I have 150 houseplants in a 8-foot section. So, I mean, you can get creative and you can do some different things. Now, if they're like huge houseplants, that's a little different and I'm in awe. Mine are kind of all different sizes, but I do have 1, 2, 3 plants that are over, four plants that are over 6 feet tall. So you have 20 and you're running out of space. Oh, Lord. Now, I always used to tell my husband, he goes, you're running out of space. I said, is your lazy boy still in the living room? He goes, yeah. Why? Hey, Misty Blue Dawn. How are you, my friend? Welcome in. If you, and I used to tell him, is your lazy boy still in the living room? He goes, yeah. I go, then I'm not out of room. The day I move your chair out so I make more room, that's when I've run out of room, okay? I'm just letting you know here and now. If you ever see it on the curb, you've been warned. So, yes. I don't know who sent what, but it got filtered. So, you might have to re-say something to me if it was a question, okay? Hey, Sweet Pea, thanks for joining us. We are going to be working on propagations today. I want to touch on the ones that are here right by the potting bench first. Then we will move over to the other ones on the other side of the greenhouse. But I want to make sure we go through all of them, see who's ready to be potted up so that we can get things going for the grow season. Oh my God, I love your earrings. Thank you for coming in, friend. So I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before, if you were a part of my morning live, you heard me talk about, oh my God, I love your earrings. She's here in the room now. Scoop her up, all right? You can't miss her name, but she has made some dynamo earrings for Mardi Gras party that we're gonna be having here. And she's working on some planty ones too. So you guys are going to love these earrings. They are gorgeous. Hey Lynn, how you doing, friend? Blessings for the body. Thank you so much for coming in with that daily. We just got our flash goal, so let's get to it, y'all. We got 10 ice cream cones we need, so we need 10 people. Hey, Boomer, welcome in, friend. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for kicking it off. Blessings. Thank you all for contributing. Let's see how fast we can accomplish this. They say the faster you do it, the better, number one. Number two, they push you out a little bit faster than every 30 minutes. So that would be great. Yay for us, right? You guys are doing great. Number one per person is all that counts for the flash goal, but I'll happily take more. They're calorie free. So send them my way. Hey, Angie and Woodford. Haven't seen you guys in forever. We need 3 more of those. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you. Thank you. You guys, we're 80% of the way there. Thank you so much. And we've been in 1 minute. We got 2 to go. Who has 2 more ice cream cones that they can help out with our flash goal? Hey, Mary. How are you, friend? Thank you, Boomer, for the likes. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, Maria, for those populars. Thank you. You know we love the popular. Thank you. All right, so let's get on to these propagations while we wait for 1 person. We got 51 people in here. We need 1 person to give us a 1 coin ice cream cone. Will you be that person on National Houseplant Day to help us make our goal? There we go. Mary, thank you. Mary's like, oh, sure, I got 1 coin. I can do it. Yay. Way to go, everybody. Thank you, Boomer. Thank you, Charlene. Your fairy plant godmother. Maria, blessings for the body. Mary, oh my God, I love your earrings. Lynn, Angie, and Woodford, and Renea, thank you. You guys got this live kicked off in a great way. Let's take a look at these Cebu Blue and Pathos that we have in a glass vase here. Vase was picked up at a thrifty store, all right? And we're gonna take them all out and we're gonna take a look at them and see if any are ready for pots. And if they are, we're gonna move them over to pots today, okay? So, this guy has a very long root, but he has no secondaries yet. To increase our chances of success, we are going to wait until it has a secondary. Right here is the secondary that's on there. We want that secondary, or if more should come, we want the majority of them to be 2 to 3 inches long before we move it from water over to soil. That kind of helps hedge your bets a little bit on having successful growth and maximizes their ability to change over from water roots to soil roots. So we're going to take a look at each one of these. All right, so now your primary root is the one that is attached directly to your cutting. So this would be your primary, and then anything that comes off of the primary is considered your secondary. So when this Pathos went in, it was just a cutting with 1 leaf. We got a whole nother leaf coming here, and we got a beautiful root. All of that is going to go right back into the glass that was in, and we're going to make sure those roots, stay underwater. So you top the water off, you don't change out the water, all right? So we're not going to dump this water out. It's got nutrients and it's got hormones in there to help roots that are long are going to give off hormones that are going to help new roots to form. So you want to stay with that. If only I could get a free plant. Well, Bean, there's a few ways you can get a free plant, but just coming in here and saying you wish you could get one isn't one of them. Sorry. So you have to like, follow, and become a super fan. We do the super fan thing in here, and my super fans at random will get free plants sent from me to them. They're usually a cutting, or they're usually something I'm testing out to see if this type of shipping works, or those types of things. So that's how it happens over here, and it's all by luck. But nobody will get more than one without everybody else getting one. All right, so that's just how that works. So again, we're checking all of these for double roots on them. We want the secondaries. But Bean, don't let that stop you. Make sure you grab a follow. Make sure you grab your daily in here and get rooted in to our greenhouse. All right, we are here 6 days a week, usually Sunday through Friday at 8 a.m. Saturdays I reserve for being pop-up and to just come in whenever my family family time allows it. So that's why we're here at 1 o'clock. I usually know in advance when that's going to happen, so I usually will put it in my thought bubble. And if you're a super fan, you definitely get notification in advance that I am going live, or if I'm running late, or what have you. So that's what we're doing today. So welcome in everybody. Thank you for coming in and checking us out. We're talking about propagations today. Drop your questions down in the chat. These that we're looking at right now, look at the root on this guy. Cray. Loving life he is, and getting ready to send off another leaf right here. Beautiful pothos this one is. Those aerial roots, if you clip them and put them in water with the rest of your plant, they have a good chance of turning into soil roots. So don't clip them off, clip them with the cutting, okay? It usually helps. My snake plant propagation is dry, and I will put the hydrogen peroxide. Should I water it after that? Okay, so you've cut the snake plant into a V. You've allowed it to callus. Now you can put it in water. Put only enough water in there to cover the tip of the V, all right? And I would wait until you have actual algae growth to put the hydrogen peroxide in. Would be where I would start, just to see if the water can do its own thing on its own. Or you can add living biochar to it. That can help speed up the rooting process. You can take a pothos cutting and help speed up the rooting process that way as well. So you have lots and lots of options, but it's all going to take time. Time is one thing that is going to give you those roots, all right? This guy has 0 roots. We're gonna make sure that he's got a node and pushed way down into that water. This is a Cebu Blue. If you've never seen a Cebu Blue, they kind of have a blue tint to them. Can you see it in the green? It's kind of almost tealy in some ways. The light hits it. They're very Schinapsis-like, Carpathos-like when they grow. All right, I was given a Christmas cactus leaf. What to do? All right, well, first and foremost, let's make sure that you have an actual Christmas leaf. Because people oftentimes get them mixed up. All right, and that's why I want to just make sure that you have the right thing, so that if you ask somebody else for something, you are calling it by the right name, number one. Number two, it really doesn't change the plant care, but it can change the propagation timeline. All right, so let me ask you a question, my friend. I don't know if I've got any mods in here, but I'll grab this one to pin her. All right, T-Bear. While I'm answering your question, can you go on up there and give me a like, my friend, or a follow? All right, not a like, a follow. All right, let's do that. And then my questions to you is, hey J-Light, how are you? Does your leaves look like this? or are they spiky? If they're spiky, let me know. All right, say this or spike down in the chat, all right? Because like I said, it won't change the care, it will change the timeline on how long this takes to happen, all right? So that's important to know, all right? We're working on propagations today. I've pulled all the propagations down from the propagation shelf up here that we have just by the potting bench. Hey, Tracy, welcome in. Motivation, welcome in. Grammy, thank you for the like. What was it? It has a spike. Okay, so that is a Thanksgiving cactus, all right? They will actually grow faster. Hi, Kesha. How are you, my friend? Welcome, and thank you for your daily. That is actually a Thanksgiving cactus. What I showed you, that's a Christmas cactus, all right? So they grow slower. Christmas cactuses do. Thanksgiving cactuses actually grow faster. And you said you were only given 2 leaves. Hey, Shorty, thank you for your daily, my friend. Welcome. And when you have a Thanksgiving and or a Christmas cactus, all you're going to do is lay those, you can do one of 2 things. You can lay the leaf right on top of the soil, mist it, and keep it in direct sun, wide view of the sun. Thank you for rocking the stickers down there, and thank you for the follows, Suze and Knick-Knack. That was one way you can do it. The other way you can do it is to put it in perlite and water and allow it to root that way. This is going to be a slow process at this time of the year. As we get closer to March 8th, the timeline will speed up a little bit, because on March 8th, we talked about it a little earlier in the live, that is the day that we can repot, we can start fertilizing again, we can switch over to that from the winter to the summer watering schedule. Why? Because on March 8th, we spring forward on the clocks, you guys. Who's excited about March 8th now? So hopefully that helps you out, T Bear C. You've never heard of a Thanksgiving cactus? Yes, there are actually 3 types of cactuses that are holiday cactuses. Doesn't matter what zone you live in, March 8th, doesn't matter, because when we spring forward, we start getting more hours of daylight. That is all that matters. We're looking at the daylight. That's all right? There you go. So there is a Christmas cactus, a Thanksgiving cactus, and an Easter cactus. All right, there are 3. And for those of us who are lucky enough to have the trifecta, we know that we can anticipate blooms kind of throughout the whole year based on those 3 randomness of holidays. The Thanksgiving and Christmas tend to bloom more closer to those holidays because of the less amount of sunlight. The spring one starts to bloom when it does because of the increased amount of sunlight. That's just how their work, that's how their DNA is designed. It's not that you put it in a closet, it's not that you did this, that, or the other thing. It has to do with the amount of sunlight that they're getting. As long as you take care of them when they are not blooming, and you're taking care of them in optimal ways, all right, watering when appropriate, giving them a lot of light, they will reward you with a lot of blooms. So think about those things when it comes to taking care of your houseplants, okay? Thank you all for coming in. I appreciate each and every one of you for stopping in today. We're mainly going to be talking about propagations today. We're getting ready for the farmers market season here. We signed, I guess I bumped my head. Either that or I really shouldn't be having adult beverages while looking at the farmers markets that are available, because I didn't sign up for just 1. I didn't sign up for just 2. That would have been easy. That's what I did last year. I didn't sign up for just 3. Heck no, I went for 4. 4 different places for this year, on top of the store that has all of my stuff in it, plus all of you guys, plus my ship house. Yeah, this summer's gonna be busy. it's okay, Mary. As hey, it's still alive. That's a wonderful thing. You always have a chance of getting it to bloom as long as it's living. Kind of hard to get it to bloom when it's not. So take that as a win, my friend, okay? Take that as a win. So thank you all for coming in. Thank you for hanging out with me on this Saturday. Yes, I think I've bumped my headland, and we're traveling, and we're going out of country. And my husband came in here today, and we humped, I think it was 45 to 65 gallons of water in here today to not only top off the rain barrel that's in here from the ones that are outside, and the 500-gallon fish pond had to be topped off too. And then I said, oh my goodness, I hadn't realized. I mean, I sit here and I do a lot of work right from here, and I talk to you guys like 12 hours a week. But I hadn't looked up in a little bit, I guess. And I guess I hadn't realized that 2 of my birds of paradise are probably 3 feet shy of touching the top of the greenhouse here. So we have 12-foot ceilings here in the greenhouse. So, yeah, birds of paradise have gone bananas, and I think they're going to get evicted from the greenhouse once summer gets here and get moved outside to a garden, and that's where they'll like double in size. But I'm going to have to repot those babies, so you can guarantee that's either going to be a video or a live when we do that one, at least one of them, if not 2. And we discovered that the Monstera, she needs a new pot too. She's busted that baby. She split it right down one side. So we know those roots are pushing against it. So we're really gonna have to do something with that. We had to re-trellis her today too. Jealous, my bird of paradise is so sad. Oh no, give them lots of light. That is the biggest trick with birds of paradise, is to give them a ton of light. They want every little bit of light, but they don't want to be slam up in the window. They kind of want to look at it aloof from, you know, a little far back. So that is a big deal. We have here a pink princess philodendron. Check her out. Isn't she gorgeous? We are waiting for some secondaries on these very long roots. So hopefully we get them soon so that we can put her in some beautiful soil and get her going to a new house. You want a pink princess? Well, for those of you that are paying attention, today is National Houseplant Day, and over here, and I know it's backwards for you guys, but it just says Flourish Plant Care, and then it's got that secret little punctuation mark and COM right behind it. Shop on there all you want, 15% off all day. You don't even have to put a code in. Just go shop till you drop, my friends. All right, if you have questions, make sure you're following me and grabbing that daily heart me up there as well. That's how I know you're a real person and not just a bot. I will answer any and all questions, but I need those criteria to be followed, so that we know that who we're talking to is a person. All right. That's been a problem here in the past, so we're trying to mitigate that. All right. Let's see. If you do decide that you want to order a plant, make sure your temperatures are not less than 32 degrees. Oh, you're welcome, Boomer. Make sure your temperatures are not less than 32 degrees over the next 10 days. High or low cannot be, your low cannot be less than 32 degrees, or we will not ship to you. And if it's between 33 and 50, you're going to need to pick up that winter installation package that you can find over there, or you will be sent a separate bill to just pay for that. All right. So there you go. Have no fear when your propagations turn yellow. It is just it's just on the struggle bus. It will still give you lots of new growth. We got new growth happening right here, and we got a very long root. You see me wind up the root. I wind them up to get them easier into the glass containers that they're in, And then once I set them in there, it kind of unspirals itself. It just works a little easier. I'm not having to like manhandle them so much. We have a Monstera Anzonii. They love to climb as much as they love to hang. As you see here, we just have this one primary that's super long. We do have another primary right here. He's very, very teeny tiny, but he's got a secondary, which is what we want to see, are those little secondaries off of the primary roots. But we want them to be 2 to 3 inches long before we move them out of water to have the best success. You can move them sooner, but you will do better if you wait longer, all right? That's just a little helpful hint for all of you who are new to propagations, okay? So James, that should answer your question that you just had. You're waiting for that secondary root to become 2 to 3 inches, all right? So if you don't know what root is what, let me show you. So here's the clipping, right? This is the original clipping. Anything that's attached to that original clipping is your primary, all right? Now when you get roots that come off of the primary, we don't have any on this one, those would be your secondaries. And you want the majority of those to be 2 to 3 inches long. There will be inevitably a few that fall short, but when the most of them are over that 2 to 3 inch mark, you can go ahead and pot them up, all right? Most of mine, it seems, in these couple that we've done thus far, do not have secondaries yet. Now look, this one has no leaf, all right? This will be very slow growing, but it still can grow, all right? We got lots of primaries here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 primaries. No, thank you, sexy diva mom of 3. Thank you for your heart me. So more than likely, this is a pothos. This is just a cutting that had a node on it and has sprung a bunch of roots, and it's also putting out a leaf at the same time. That will take a long time to get to where we need it to be, but it can still happen, all right? So plants are a lot like people. You can have unbelievable circumstances, but you can still grow and flourish. Hey, Mama 11255, how are you, my friend? Again, this one had no leaf. He's actually working on a leaf right here. We got lots of primaries. We do have one secondary, all right? Right here. Thank you for rocking out those stickers. I appreciate you. So this one here is attached to the plant itself. This is your primary. This secondary is a spin-off. See how it's right there? You can tell that's a secondary coming off. That is a good one, all right? If we had more secondaries, I would feel okay with potting this up, but being that we don't have any, I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna give it some more time. We're in no rush per se, all right? So we're simply just going through all of these guys, checking out all of the containers that we have here with lots of propagations. As you see, I shove, doesn't matter what kind it is, I put them in all the same pot or the same water vessel until it gets full. All right, let's go to this one here. This one has lots of pothos in it, but it has a variety of the pothos in it. This one has not only Brazil pothos, which is this one here in this marking, all right, but it also has the Hawaiian, which is this one here. Now the Hawaiians will get very large, and let me grab one here so you can see the difference. This is a Hawaiian. That's a cutting. See the difference here? They're huge, all right? Look at that. We're going for 30, Lynn says. All right. And the pothos can and often does get bigger than your hand, number one, and number two, it can fenestrate just like a Monstera leaf does, all right? So when you are propagating, you want to make sure that that node is in the water, the leaf is not. April, welcome and thank you for the populars. So again, we're looking for those secondaries. We got beautiful primaries coming up here. We're just going to keep shoving them right back in the glass. Hey, Ellie, how are you? With some of these are falling short. This one will definitely need a top off. When you are doing propagations, the biggest thing to remember is not to dump this water out, all right? Almost a half moon, when they are straight down the center all the way, that's a half moon on your leaf, all right? That is very, very sought after. Another way to tell, I don't know if you guys know this or not, if your leaf will give you be variegated or not with the different colors. Can you see it? Oh, this one's a good one. Let's see. This one might be better. You see how it's got different colors in the stem here? That means you're going to get different colors in your leaf that comes from that stem. So you can look at a lot of your plants and go, oh, I've got a little white streak, or oh, I got a little something in it, you know, and you're going to know that you've got some propagation in the, or some color variegation in the DNA, and it will give you a clue. Maybe you see a lot of white down there. Let that leaf come out. Enjoy it for a hot second. If it is 100% white, take a picture of it and then lop that bad boy off, all right? Calvin, thank you for the populars and welcome in, friend. Welcome in. But yeah, you can see the color change down in the stem a lot of times. And that's how you'll know that you have variegation possibilities. Doesn't mean that leaf will necessarily give you those colors, but there is a strong possibility that it will give you color somewhere down the line. Hi, Melissa's Treasures. How are you? Can I repeat how to tell the variegation, or if there's going to be variegation? Sure. Let me see if I can find you an example. Otherwise, I'll go back to the other one. But I thought I just saw it here. Not on that one. Let me just pop these back in water real quick. I will repeat that when I get one that has it for demo purposes. Give me 1 second, okay, my friend? Denise, just give me 1 second. Can you make sure that everybody gives, if you are asking questions down in the chat, please make sure you're following the host, all right? And if you can grab that daily heart me, that will tell my moderators that you are a person and they will pin your question. It will also help me remember to come back to your question, all right? Because a lot of times I get a little busy or I get long-winded and I lose my train of thought. It happens to all of us. I don't know how many of you that are watching are live stream hosts as well, but you know it can get a little crazy up in these rooms sometimes, and it's very easy to get sidetracked. All right, let me put this one up real quick. Here's a good one to show you variegation. All right, so this is a pink princess philodendron. All right, look at the color down here. All right, that tells you that you are going to get variegation in a leaf. Doesn't mean the next leaf will have the variegation in it, but it means it has the capability of being variegated. All right, so that's what you're looking for. Look down in your stem here. A lot of plants will tell you, do they have it in their DNA? Is it within their wheelhouse to turn colors or to have multiple colors in there? So that is a good indicator right there. Isn't this guy just a stunner? I can't wait for her to get some roots, but this so far is all she's given me. I'm like, would you get with the program, my friend? You're too pretty to be just all by your lonesome over here. Get with the program, please. I would appreciate it. I'm going to put him right back down in the glass. This one has golden pothos, some mandula pothos. It has the white princess in it, and all of these were started back in October. So I'm going to just clean off any of the muck that's on these guys. We got a good primary root going on this one. We got new growth here. Is it okay to use regular soil with some perlite and bark for all plants? No. No, there's no like all one type of soil to be used for all plants. So I wouldn't say all. For most, sure. For all, no. So you got to be kind of careful of that. This one does have some secondaries here, but they're very, very teeny. We're going to wait a little bit longer on this one. Like I said, we're in no hurry. The more we can get going for propagations, the better our farmers markets will go, because we'll have stuff ready to roll. And I propagate all year round because of that. I just go a little heavier as we get closer after the first of the year. All right, so now see this one here. This one started out with just this cutting right here. Just this leaf right here. All of this is brand new. What I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my shears. I'm going to grab my 70% rubbing alcohol. Thank you all for the tip taps and getting us to 38,000 up there. I appreciate you. Super fan Dariella in the house. Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Shorty, thank you for sharing it out. I appreciate you. If you were asking questions down in the chat and my mods aren't grabbing you, make sure you have grabbed your daily heartening. All right, that tells the mods that they are safe to grab you. We're gonna cut it because he's got roots and he's got roots. They will propagate on their own. Hey Luna, how are you doing, friend? Are you doing okay? I know yesterday was a rough day for you, but I hope you're doing fine, my friend. And I've had you on my mind for multiple reasons, but you have been heavy on my mind since 3 a.m., my friend. But I didn't call and I didn't bother you. I've been thinking of you the whole time. So yes. So again, we're just gonna, you're at peace. Good. Love you, girly. Again, we just have a lot of primaries right now. These guys, like I said, have been propagating since October. So November, December, tomorrow will be 3 full months of propagation. Still not to the point where I feel comfortable potting them up. I want to see some secondaries, and I want those secondaries to be long. All right, it's not uncommon for them to take a while, especially in the winter months. And if you think about it, November 2nd started our winter schedule and the reduced amount of light. All right, got long, beautiful roots, but they're just not up to snuff for me yet. They're not up to my standards. All right. This one's got beautiful primaries, got a couple secondaries, so this one's showing a lot of promise. All right, we're gonna just set them all in there. Now, if you're noticing, a lot of mine are glass containers. I'm not changing out this water. I'm simply gonna add to this water, and that's it. Ooh, look at that. Thank you, Luna, on this National Houseplant Day. Thank you for all those beautiful pretties. Luna is number 22, level 22 in the room. Way to go, my friend. Thank you so much. All right, our last one here. Oh, wait, I got one more. Got this cute little crock. Picked it up at the thrift store. It's actually for cooking, but I'm putting my propagations in it. Put a little water down in there. Set your plant on in there. I mean, if you can find all kinds of things at the thrift store, and you can always turn them into planty things, even if that's not what they originally were intended for. I even have a video over there on the profile for you guys that shows you how to drill into ceramic or even terracotta items, and how to turn them into something that you can use for your plants. I say that every container can be turned into something for your plants. All right, all of these just had good primary roots on them. These guys were started in propagation in November, so they're a full month behind that last bunch, but this one does need to be topped off. Amy Kilpatrick, welcome in, my friend. Hey, Maddie. Where do I find that video? Drilling the hole is always a barrier for me. All right, so to find videos, you're here in the live. You're going to touch the picture at the top. You're going to touch the picture here. It's going to pull up everything, and if you scroll down, see if I can, it says thrifting and plants on it. All right, thrifting and plants. That is the video that will show you how to drill the holes. Angel, thank you for the love you so much. So yeah, that's the video that'll show you how to drill the holes in and all the things. All right, I don't know what that's all about, my friend. I love propagating and see much creative vessels, but don't have a hole. Yep. Hey Adele, how are you? Thank you for coming into the room, my friend. Let me see if there's anything else up here. Hello, Angel. Where do I find that? I think I got you straight on that. Thank you for coming in, Leanne from Texas. I'm glad I came across your FYP too. So come on in, TikTok people. We're having a party in here. It is National Houseplant Day, my friends. It is National Houseplant Day. So come on in. I'm gonna see, I've got some business I need to do here behind the scenes. If next to your name there is a gray heart, I want you to go up to the top there and touch the orange heart. I want you to turn that gray heart orange for me, all right? Oh, after I sprayed the rubbing alcohol on here, I clipped that, yes, today is National Houseplant Day. Wendy Rose, welcome back, my friend, welcome in. I sprayed my scissors with 70% rubbing alcohol front and back. I don't wipe it off, I don't rinse it off, nothing like that. And I simply clipped one of the propagations that had multiple roots and had already grown more leaves from it. So I just turned that one propagation into two is what I did. That's all I did, is just turn that one into two because the root structure allowed me for it. How do you propagate a monstera? With prayers, my friend, with prayers. No, I kid. To propagate a monstera, you've got to know where the nodes are, first and foremost. And then second of all, you have got to kind of plan. Don't fall. You've got to plan, because wherever you cut, you're going to get growth behind it usually. And if you don't want it to grow there, that's not where you want to cut then. So that's one of the tips for that. Sorry, had a bunch of stuff fall over here. But you also have to let that guy dry after you cut it. They're going to need time to callus over a lot. Cindy, thank you for the daily heart me, my friend. I appreciate you so very much. If you're asking questions down in the chat, please, please, please grab your daily heart me at the top. So that way we know you're a person and not a bot. We've had a problem with that here lately, so I cannot stress that enough, that if you're asking questions and you want us to pin you and to answer your questions, that is the best way to get our attention and be seen the fastest. If you don't do those things and you ask questions, you might have to ask it a couple of times before we actually pick up on you, because things are moving really, really fast, especially on my side of the screen. All right, we have one more water propagation here. This one is probably my favorite one to use for propagations, and this guy is huge. This is a teacup. All right, has no hole in it. It did come with a saucer, but the saucer has broken off. So now I just leave it off to the side and I just set the teacup back on top of it. And I just put a ton of water in here. And as I'm sitting here potting things up, if things fall off, this is a big cup, ain't it? As things fall off, or I go, oh, I just want a little clipping of this one or whatnot, I just throw it in here. So this is like my tea of propagated stuff. And there is some gunk down in here, and when I pull them all out and I'm checking them over like I'm doing today, I'll go through and I'll pull stuff off. 40,000 likes. You guys are amazing. Today, the day that we break our record of 100,000, is today that day. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. If you are finding me for the first time, my name is Sarah Lynn. I own Flourish Plant Care. I come on here and I teach you all the tips and tricks when it comes to your houseplants. But in addition to that, I also sell plants. I just don't sell them a lot on here. I don't do like a big sale thing. I may do that in the future. I'm just currently not doing that now. But my biggest thing is I come in here and I give you plant care tips so you can take care of the plants that you have. Now, if you should want to purchase a plant from me, you can. I do have a TikTok shop. They are available over there. But know this time of year, if your temperatures are below 32 degrees, I will not ship you the plant. It is not safe for the plant. It is not fair to you to get a plant that is on the struggle bus straight from my ship house, all right? I just won't do it. So if you're between 33 and 50, you can get a winter protection kit, and it goes in with your plant, and it keeps them nice and cozy like a little sleeping bag. And they will get you in a very good condition, all right? I had a couple people in the room. Actually, I got quite a few people in the room right now who've ordered from me, and they can tell you how my plants come. Down in the chat, title gifter April up there with the donuts. We got secondaries, y'all. We got some secondaries. This is a Hawaiian pothos. I know my super fans know what that means. April got level 24. Seems like just yesterday, April, you got level 20. Just yesterday, my friend. They come well packaged in perfect condition, says Luna. Yes, they do. More secondaries there. They are not 2 to 3 inches. This is another Hawaiian. If you guys stick around, I will get over to my actual mother plant of Hawaii, mother Hawaiian plant. You guys can see them. This one here. Check this guy out. This is one propagation. She is large and in charge. Hi, Vernell. How are you? Pamela, thank you for your daily. Would love a cutting, but it's way too cold where I am right now. Yeah, it is for a lot of people, and it's okay. You just make your wish list, because today might be National Plant Day, and I am, by the way, for those of you who are new, go right here. Flourish Plant Care. Punctuation mark. C-O-M, all right? And you can shop till you drop, my friends, all right? And you can check out all the things there and all that kind of fun stuff. Let's see. I need to reset my goal up here. Let's do something fun. Let's celebrate. Let's do those. And everything today is 15% off. No code needed. Just go grab it. I also have a 70-page. April, look at you with them fireworks right away. Thank you, girlfriend. I have a 70-page ebook. You can go over there today only and get it for 15% off. It's a download that comes straight to your email, and you can get all the plant care tips that you could ever need, pretty much. I am working on a second one because I found a few things that I wanted to add. Sandy is level 8. Way to go, my friend. So if you've been looking for a reason to get that ebook, today is the day to get that book. April, you just got it. That's awesome. I sent myself a text of your information you just announced so I can find you again. Yes, please do. Hi, Shauna. Thank you for all of those fireworks up there. You guys are just lighting up the sky. Let me grab what Grammy Marty said here, because I don't tell these people to say anything. They speak their heart and their mind. And look at that comment from Grammy Marty right there. Say anything. They speak their heart and their mind. And look at that comment from Grammy Marty right there. So sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I'm pushing buttons again. This one is a peace lily that we are propagating. Look at that root on there. She is getting big, y'all. She's going to be a beauty. Her leaves may not look terribly amazing, but she is going to have some beautiful, beautiful plantabilities in the future. So yes. I don't want to invite anybody. Yay, thank you, Luna. Let's see. Yeah, nothing I do is technical, or can you announce what the prices are? For what, my friend? For what? I can't do the math in my head. How do I get the ebook? I'm sorry, I just joined about 4 minutes ago. That's okay. It's super easy to understand. You're gonna go over to Flourish, F-L-E-U-R-I-S-H. That's how my name is spelled, all right? It's not like flourish. It's flourish, like a fleur-de-lis, all right? Flourish Plant Care, punctuation mark, C-O-M, all right? J-Light's got it down there for you, all right? Squish all that together, all right? Yeah, I pushed the wrong button. Sorry, friend. It happens. Vernell, thank you for the bubble wand. Thank you, my friend. You're going to go over there. If you're on your phone, which I'm assuming you are, over in the left-hand corner, you're going to see 3 little lines. That's called a hamburger menu, all right? Bun, beef, bun. Think of it that way, all right? Hamburger menu. Click on that. Hit Shop All. When you say Shop All, you'll see a drop-down menu come, and you'll see digital products. Go right over there and scoop up that ebook. It is $24.99. And it's 15% off today. So you guys do the math. Another white princess right here. Beautiful. You can see that it's going to have variegation. See the different colors in here. So yes. Good, good, good. So we're still going through propagations here. I'm still answering all of your questions. Let me know what other questions you guys have down in the chat. More Hawaiian pothos. We got secondaries. I know my super fans are excited when they hear that. They know what's going to happen. This is a Sigonium arrowhead. Beautiful plant. They can get very, very tall. They do like to be trellised. Did you know your pothos? Everybody seems to know what a pothos is. But most people know them to be viney, and they like to have them trailing like across their mantle or at their desk. They just let it hang over the side, or they put it in a basket and let it just hang down. But do you know that you're only doing half of what this plant wants to do? This plant really wants to climb. So if you give it a trellis, even if it is just a stick, all right, and you use your plant tape and you wind it around on that trellis, these leaves will get bigger. They will get bigger than the ones that just hang. So when we feel supported, we do better, right, as people? Lisa Bailey, welcome in, my friend. When we're supported, we do better, we get bigger, we get stronger. When we just dangle, we just kind of stay status quo, right? Plants are the same. What do you think about that, my friends? What do you think about that? Vernell, thank you so much for those fireworks. I appreciate you, my friend, so very much. Thank you, thank you. All right. Hi, Robin. How are you? Welcome back. Hi, Emily. Thank you for your daily. I appreciate you. For the love of reading, welcome. If you guys have questions down in the chat, I'm going to repeat this until we're done for the day. Grab that daily heart me up there. That tells my moderators that you are a real person and that they can pin your comments, okay? I'm doing great. Thank you. What do you use to attach them to support? Good question, my friend. So I recommend, and you can get this in the TikTok shop. If you know a TikTok affiliate, all right? Ebook, Pam, what about it? It's over Flourish Plant Care, punctuation mark, COM. Lisa, thank you for your daily. This is plant tape. You can find that in the TikTok shop. It is soft on one side. It's like Velcro on the other side, all right? This is the one that I have used, and I will cut the strips, use them, and if I need to move them, as you see, I just put them right back on here. I can reuse them. Missy Jane, thank you for your rose. All right, so let me pop this over here real quick. If you go to the hamburger menu on the left, if you're over at Flourish Plant Care, hit the hamburger menu, hit shop all. All right, when you hit shop all, hit digital products. All right, that's how you'll find it. And you want the one that is the Flourish Experience, the complete plant parent guide. That is the 70-page version. All right, the one that's next to it is only if you just want to get the first chapter and you just kind of want to check it out. All right, that's all that is. So this is the plant tape, and literally it's like Velcro. It won't do damage to the plant. You wrap it around, put it on whatever, and then when you're done with it, you can just peel it off and put it right back on your roll and reuse it. Now let me tell you, I got over 600 plants. I should be selling this stuff. I should. Or an affiliate should be over here filming this segment in my greenhouse, because look at this. One, I've used it. I'm putting it right back on the roll. I can use it again. All right. But 600 plants in here. This is one of the 4 that I purchased. It's actually bigger because I probably got tape from somebody else or another roll, and you can tell I'm not really using it up. It's just it doesn't seem to disappear because you can keep reusing it. All right, as long as you don't have pests on the plant, you can reuse it. Vernell reached level 7. Congratulations. Joel, to recommend to correct a nitrogen deficiency. What kind of plant? Let's start there. What kind of plant? I just put a cutting of my pothos into my other water propagation. The water cleared so fast. You're welcome, Lisa. Let's see. Pamela, were you able to find it now, my friend? That's what I was afraid you were going to say. I don't know anything about correcting the deficiency for that type of plant. I have 0 experience with that plant. I'm very sorry. Yeah, I'm very sorry. I can't help you with that one, Joel. That one's just not in my wheelhouse. It's not part of my 600 plants. A lot of my friends and family wish it was, but yeah, it's just not. With a first responder husband, that's like a, yeah, nope, not happening. Not happening. As much as many people wish it would, it doesn't. All right, I'm going to show you this kind of quick. All right, Pamela? Pamela, are you here? Are you still here, my friend, or did you bounce? I want to show you, but I got to do it fast. Do you mind sharing how? Yes, I'm going to do it right now, Sharon. All right. So you go here, all right? Click that little menu right up there. See that, those 3 little lines right there? Click that. When you click that, you'll see Shop All. Click that. When you see Shop All, you'll see Digital Products. Click that. Then scroll up, and it should be the very first thing you see. It's this one here. It's the actual picture of the greenhouse. All right, and it says $24.99 underneath. There you go. Hopefully you can find it now. All right, I know I did it kind of fast, but I can get a big on here for doing that. So I try not to get in trouble. All right, I'm a good girl. I'm not a Catholic girl, but I'm a good girl, right? I'm your I'm your girl next door with a lot of plants. So even in this propagation pot here, I have a teeny tiny, anybody want to guess what plant this is? It's a Christmas plant for many of you. It is, anybody got any guesses? I'm gonna give it a second. I'm gonna put them right back in the water though. Anybody want to take a guess at that one? You love my sound effects. They're from TikTok. They're nothing special. And a lot of people, yes, Grammy, it is a poinsettia. Yes, it's going to be propagated because it's got tons of nodes, and we're just going to let it sit in this water and put itself together. Another big one. See the line down here? See the different colors here? That means it has the ability to have those colors in the leaves. May not be the next leaf, but a leaf will have some color to it. That's how you can tell a lot from the stems of your plants. All right, a lot of information can come from them. We're still going through this big one here. Now if you get stuff like this, toss it. If it's mushy, gushy, thin, or black, get rid of it. So when I go through them, that's a lot of what I'm looking for on these, on top of, is it ready to be propagated? All right, as you see, well, you can't see because I angled you up. As you see, when I put them in here, I set the leaves to the outside or I set them on top. Yep, black is definite root rot. Gushy is just plain old rot. There ain't no root to rot. It's usually gone by then. So like here on this one, it's a little squishy. I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut that part off. And I cut past it. I don't cut right where it ends. I cut past it because a lot of times that has already grown up inside and it just hasn't turned the outside black yet. So I'm just gonna increase my odds of that not being, not going up further the food chain. All right, this one here I thought was gonna be a good one, but it doesn't have any secondaries. Daggone it. But it's got lots of beautiful leaves on here. So we did this before with another one. All right, so this is the original cutting right here. Leaf, get out of the way. All right, so this is the original cutting right here where my fingers are from top to bottom. All right, it's since then put out these 2 leaves all on its own, and it has a root. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take my scissors and cut here so that that root is included. And now this propagation has 2 leaves. This one has 1, but it's got a ton of roots on it. All right, and I've turned that 1 propagation into 2, but it's already an established propagation. It will probably take off like flash lightning now because it's not trying to make so much of it survive at one time. All right, so there you go. I think we got everybody back in the water now. Didn't have much luck finding any that wanted to be put into soil yet, which I'm gonna find. I know I've got some in here. Just a matter of putting my hands on them. So we're gonna put that guy back. Now all of these are just getting indirect views of the sky at this time. As we get closer to March 8th, they'll get more light and they'll be just fine. I do have 3 that I need to top off with water, so we've got that. Let me take you guys on a little field trip here through the greenhouse. I know all of you want to see the greenhouse. I get asked about it almost every day. And I get it. It's just sometimes my internet gets a little wonky, so I tend not to. So you're gonna see a lot of it like over my shoulders and behind me and such. There's over 600 plants in here, so I kind of will be not reading the screen too much because I gotta watch to make sure that I don't fall over any plants. All right, so there is the koi pond behind me. It's a 500-gallon koi pond. It does have a very small waterfall right there. That's what you hear trickling in here. Lots of plants around it, of course. Shannon, I'm glad you're enjoying this. Thank you for the 55 sprinkles of love up there. You guys were working towards 100,000 of them. See back there by my window, right there, that plant right there, that's a money tree. It is over 7 feet tall. Here is one of my tall birds of paradise. And right here, right next to me is a fiddle fig leaf. All right, a fiddle fig. Yay! You didn't need the companion, but that's okay. You can give that one to somebody else. If you got the first one, the second, the $24.99 one is the one that you want. Yep. But the companion, you can definitely use and write all over it. Perfectly fine. All right, I'm going to turn this way for just a second so you guys can see the plant wall. This is why I say you guys have not run out of space. I have 150 plants in this 8 feet of wall right here because I went vertical. Think vertical. I also have plants, yep, hanging from a ladder inside the greenhouse. You can hang a ladder in front of your windows. Even if it's a small ladder, you know, a narrow one, you can hang that from your ceiling and let them hang down and put your plants on there. You can never run out of room, my friends, not with me around at least, all right? All right, so I'm gonna move this plant on my way, hold on. Oh, he wanted to see it. He always wants to see it. He's trying to steal my ideas is what he's trying to do, but I don't mind. He's not really stealing. I give all these ideas to you guys, so it's okay. I'm trying to get over to some propagations here. Need help with your Boston fern. Looking forward to a day you can talk about them. You see them all up there, my friend? I have plenty of them. In the wintertime, they want, especially when you bring them in the house, you want to make sure, oh boy, I'm going to drop this thing. I'm going to need 2 hands. Let me set you down real quick. I know you guys are going to suffer, right? When I make you look at the plant wall, I know you guys are just going to suffer looking at that for a hot second. Your Boston ferns, when you bring them in for the winter, you want to give them a wide view of the sky, which is opposite of what you do when you take them outside. When you take them outside, you want them to be in the shade. All right, that's very, very important that they're in the shade when they're outside, your Boston ferns. They also need to stay touch damp all summer long. And when you bring them inside, 25% dry. That's the biggest tips with them, in addition to my secret ingredient for Boston ferns. Your Boston ferns love Epsom salt. They love, love, love Epsom salt. And I'm not talking scented Epsom salt. Leave the lavender stuff for yourself. Give them the unscented stuff. All right, that's what they want. Let me set this guy down. Wait till you see what I picked up over there that I needed 2 hands for. But let me get some water on this very rainy day here in the greenhouse. I don't know, can you guys hear the rain up there? Handful of Epsom salt and then water them, Lisa. Just a handful of it, throw it right on top and then water them. Either water them from the bottom or the top. Either way, that Epsom salt is going to merge into the soil. It's going to increase it's going to increase their magnesium, which increases their photosynthesizing and makes them grow, and it makes them turn more lushy green. on top of it. So that's always cool. Bottom water from the Epsom salt can go, no, put it at the top because you're going to let that water soak all the way to the top anyway. It'll pull it right back down. All right. I'm missing my watering can. That's what I'm staying here looking for. I'm like, I know I had it this morning. We humped all kinds of water in here. So it's snowing there, Robin. Keep that junk there. I don't do the white stuff. Ugh. That's why I don't live in Wisconsin no more. Nope, nope, nope. Sure don't. All right, moving around. Topping off all that water, those water propagations that we had out earlier. And I just add straight rainwater to them. That's it. Let's see. What other plants like Epsom salt? You can very safely give Epsom salt to any plant that does not flower, produce vegetables or fruit. All right. So when I set you guys down, you guys all had to suffer. I know there was a lot of suffering. I heard a lot of whining and moaning way over here. You guys had to look at that plant wall. I went and grabbed this. This is a propagation tray that I have here in... Yeah, I grew up there. 20 years in Northeast Wisconsin, north of Green Bay. Yep, graduated up that way. So yes, I sound very Wisconsin at times, as people say. Yes, it is a plant party tray, and this is what happens when I do the propagation boxes. If you guys have never done a propagation box and you want to get mass amounts of plants, this is what happens. So I can explain the prop box. I can maybe make a video on it too. I don't do them much right now because this is what happens. I get large quantities of things and they're all in different stages. I have a hard time keeping everybody straight. That's probably more of a me thing than a you thing. But we're going to go through them. We're going to check them out. And we're going to enjoy some different plants that you guys normally don't get to see. This is a double duty. And it's called double duty because the top is a pretty green, right? But then when the wind catches it, you see the back side of it. And look, it's like a beautiful burgundy. I just love them. They grow like crazy. So they're very easy to propagate. A double duty is what it's called. All right. I have not been through this bucket in a very long time. I have been watering it, but I haven't been like going through it and thinning the herd as it will. All right. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for liking the live. My name is Sarah Lynn. I own Flourish Plant Care. Everything today, since it is National Houseplant Day, is 15% off right over here. All right. And that's how we're celebrating it today, by giving you guys some savings. And that even applies to the ebook. So if you have been waiting to get the ebook, today's the day you probably want to get it. I probably will never give a deal on the ebook again, unless you're a super fan, of course. My super fans get all kinds of different specials all the time. If you want to become a super fan, type super fan down in the chat, and one of the super fans that's here will at you and be able to answer all of your questions about it. But this is the super fan thing down here as well. So check it out. Super fan live in just 2 days. All right. In just 2 days, we have a super fan live. To be a super fan, click on this right here. All right. And it will walk you through and tell you what you are going to be eligible for and the cost of it. All right. There's an additional cost to it. Can't get a discount on that. Sorry. It's controlled by TikTok. All right. But when you sign up for that, you're eligible for the Superfan Lives, which is additional lives outside of the 8 a.m. time frame. All right. They're usually in the evenings. They usually are once a month. This month we have 2, and neither one of them have happened yet. One will be in 2 days on the 12th, and the second one I can't tell you until the 12th because I want to tell everybody at one time. During those super fans, we do plant consultations. All right, and plant consultation is you can turn on your camera. You don't have to show me your face, but if you do, I would like to know what you guys look like. You guys know my face. Whether you like it or not, you do know what it looks like. I don't know what you guys look like. That plant consultation, if you were to go here and purchase it, it would cost you $35, and that would only get you 30 minutes of just me and you looking at your plants, going through everything. But when you pay the $9.99, thank you for your daily heart me, Cora Vina, thank you. When you pay the $9.99, you get that plus everybody else who's a part of the live who is a super fan, you get their plant consultation too. So 9 times out of 10, they might have a plant that you have a question about, and they're going to get the answer, and you can pick a different plant. You don't have to do just 1 or 2. It just depends on how many people we have in the room. Now that we're pushing towards 35 people, it might be you can only do 2 plants so we can fit everybody in. And then we usually play planty games, and you win planty prizes. And I'm talking like legit planty prizes. So that is kind of the shortened version, but I know my super fans are reaching out to several of you down there in the chat. If you just at them, or if they're already a super fan, at them and answer the question, you probably will solve the problem for a lot of other people at the same time if you're following the conversations going on down there. If you're looking for the super fan link because it has disappeared from down here, go right up here in the center. It rotates. So you'll see right now is the fireworks, and then you'll see the super fan thing up there. You can click on that. Those are clickable. Everything up there is pretty much clickable, and you can find different things. All right, hopefully that helps you out. I would love to welcome more people into the Flourish Plant Care super fan kingdom. Yes, thank you, Lynn. Thank you. This is a whale fin. This is kin to the snake plant, so if you like snake plants, you are probably gonna like the whale fin. All right. Hey, Planty Christy, how are you? Whale fins are great plants. For if you're a traveler or someone who forgets to water, they do well being kind of forgotten a little bit. They also do well in lower light situations, but if you put them in a wide view of the sky, they will give you babies faster than you can blink your eyes sometimes, I swear, in the summer months. All right, if you don't know how to do the daily heart me or get the orange heart next to your name, let me show you real quick. All right, not only do I teach you guys about plants, I teach you about TikTok, because I believe that you should know what the host is talking about. And a lot of times these hosts out there, they just throw things out and expect you to know what they're talking about, and you don't know. So there's no shame in not knowing, but if you don't ask, it's really hard for people to help you out. So right up here, see my name, see right here it says +1. If you have something right there that says follow, then you click that. If you have an orange heart, click that. All right, when you click that, maybe it might be gray, it's going to pop this menu up, and you're just going to go right down the list and send these things in or collect the points. All right, as you collect points in my room and you get to level 20, then people who are level 20 go up on the board here, and that's what that red handwriting is back there. Those are all the different people who have reached level 20 in this room. I'm gonna have to start a level 30 board, and I'll probably get a bigger board so we can really see their names. But this was just a first effort, if you will. All right, so everybody in red has reached level 20 in this room. Everybody over here, those are all super fans over there. So as people come and go, I change them out, add people in so you can see them. If you become a super fan right now, I'm making your own little sticker. I don't know if any of my super fans can grab one of their stickers down there, but they have your name on it and says you're a super fan. I think they're super cute. Not every host will do those things. I like that little creative outlet, so I do them for you guys. And then I send it to you so you can use it other places or in your postings or anything that you want to, it is there for you to use, okay? So, trying to untangle this guy so that we can talk about him, but he's all tangled up. All tangled up. Wild and crazy kind of guy. Look at Charlene down there. That is her super fan sticker. It has her name on it. It says she's a super fan. I think that's really cool. And it really does tie you guys into my community. Makes you a part of it for sure. All right, I think what the problem is here is we had one. Yep, it's exactly what happened. All right, so this is called an inch plant. All right, and they get wild and crazy, as you see. They have sometimes small leaves and sometimes they get really big leaves, but they grow nearly an inch a month. All right, so they can get really long. I used to have one here in the greenhouse that was over 40 feet long. I got rid of it. Superfan James, welcome in. Welcome to the club, my friend. Let me get you on the board. Let me get you on board. Let me get you on board. James Spencer. Welcome in, friend. I will get you in the Superfan chat as well. Hey, Terry, thank you for your daily, my friend. I'll get you in the Superfan chat and you guys will tell you all about it. It'll give you all your codes that you can use over here and all the exciting things that are coming your way. And go on over here and register for the Superfan Live that happens on the 12th. It is at 8 p.m. and you can join in. We're going to do plant consultations, and if time allows, we're going to do a plant scavenger hunt. Always a fan favorite, especially if Lynn's in the room, she will tell you. 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern, all right? Lynn down there rocking her stickers too. And you guys will get your own stickers too. So have no fear, all right? So we got you up on the board, James Spencer. So welcome to the family, friend. All right, so this inch plant here, what it did is it grew from one pot into the next, and they are now connected. So I'm gonna have to fix this because this is not gonna work for me. We're gonna put them all in one pot. We'll do that today, all right, before we leave here today. I've got the one that, like that purple. Yep, they are Transcantia. So the purple one is often called a wandering Jew or a wandering dude, depending on where you are. But yep, they connected. They're all hooked up now. I don't know. I got all kind of madness going on over here. It's just craziness. This is a Moonlight Schinapsis. Shorty became a super fan. Congratulations. Get you up here, Shorty. Let me fix that. I smudged it. Shorty. Love the name Shorty. People call me Shorty. I know I look tall here on TikTok, but I'm actually only 5'2". So, yep, I get called Shorty all the time, especially by my daughter, who's 21, will be 22 later this month, and towers over me. So yes, this is a Moonlight Schinapsis. Isn't that beautiful? I just love the shape and the color. That is exactly how they're supposed to look. Isn't that funny? Some of them will be really, really dark green, and some will have that yellow hue to them. I just think they're cool. This is a philodendron totem, getting large and in charge in this beautiful dish here. He could probably use a little more soil in there, but he'll be fine until spring. So, yep, he's getting big. Love the look of these guys. Love, love, love all that color in there. Beautiful, beautiful plants. All right, so we've talked about all those. This one is a dud. Put this one down here. Like I said, I haven't gone through these in a hot minute, so never know what I'm gonna find. You want him, you want the totem. I think there's some in the shop. I think there's some there, or if not, in the TikTok shop. I'm revamping the TikTok shop, so it doesn't have all my items in it right now. I have to change some things and meet their criteria on a few things. So I'm doing that right now. This one is a Schinapsis. Love the look of the leaves of these guys. Just gorgeous. They're a great trailing plant. Again, if you tether them up or tie them up on a trellis, they will give you bigger leaves. All right. Thank you, Ode, for the follow. I appreciate you. If you followed me and I missed saying thank you to you, I apologize. Things move kind of quick on here, and every time I look down, I miss something. So I'm very sorry. Missy Jane, thank you for your daily heart me and joining the fan club. So joining the fan club with your daily heart me is the first step to getting rooted in to the greenhouse. The second step, if you really like what you're seeing here and you want to invest more into your plant journey, is to become a super fan. Like, hey Mimi, how are you? Like Shorty did, and James Spencer, along with all these other fine people up there. So thank you all for doing that. I appreciate you guys. This is a Alocasia scalpurum. Very, very small, but he's doing his best. He's working it. He's got good roots down there. You notice I put them all in the clear pots. Makes it easy to move them around in the greenhouse, number one. Number two, I can see their roots through there. So I know if something's rooted up or not. Check out this guy here. This is an elephant bush. Large and in charge. Now, elephant bushes are a little bit different when you propagate them. If I were to just pop this part off right here, no need to let him callus over. I just stick him straight down in the dirt. He will fill in fast. This was one cutting, one leaf, did all of this, and I did it back in March, so almost a year. And look how much growth we have in a year. So imagine year after year how fast yours will grow. They're beautiful. Peace Lily, propagated, growing big and fast. He was just one little tiny leaf when I started. Yep. So very cool. Then we have one of my favorites. Now everyone always wants to know what my favorite plant is. I don't have like a true favorite. I have lots of, this is my favorite of the moment type of thing. Usually because they're not giving me any stress over their lives. But check this guy out. See all the little speckles on there? They're supposed to be there. This is called a silver squill. All right. And all of this that's hanging down here, that's its shedding, and it's for its new growth. You can cut all this off. I wouldn't recommend pulling it off because a lot of times you then strip it bare. But if you just cut that off, you can leave it though too. I think it kind of looks kind of dramatic and very New Orleans-y to me, you know. But these guys are so cool to have. They're bulb-ish when you plant them, and then they store water there. And these look awesome in big old planters. I have one right now in a teapot at the store. And every time I bring one in, it sells. I usually can't even get out the door before someone's scooping it up going, oh, that's just so cool. I have one that is growing actually out the spout of the teapot. Another thrifty find, drill a hole in the bottom and put a plant in a teapot. Or maybe you have a family heirloom and you're just like, I will never ever do anything with this. You know, I don't know what I'll do with it. Put a hole in it and put a plant in it. Perfectly fine. All right. Congratulations, Terry, on reaching level 6. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. Let's see. Let me see if I can catch up here. I need help with orchids. Need to know what kind of orchids you have. I'm the orchid destroyer. I only have one that ever bloomed more than once, probably. Yep, more than once. Okay, so I'm sure it will help you. I think I put orchids in the very, did I put, yep. There's a actual care card in there for the Phalaenopsis orchid. If that is an orchid, usually those are the ones that you all pick up at the grocery store. You have the big, beautiful blooms on them. That care card is on that very last page of that book, and that will help you out tremendously. But we talk about orchids a lot in here, especially the Phalaenopsis orchid, because that is one that is most common for people to have. And they are super easy to understand once you know what you're looking for. It's kind of like when you're dating someone, you kind of got to figure out what makes them tick. It's kind of the same thing with your plants. You got to know what makes them tick. You got to understand what care they need or how they're telling you they need that care. So yes, plants are shipped all over the United States. I live on the East Coast, okay? But I have a ship house and they do all of my shipping for me, all right? So just FYI, for that kind of stuff. Let's see, what else have we got here? We've got a Schinapsis, a very teeny tiny little Schinapsis growing here. This happens to be a mother of a million is what's growing there. Mother of a million or mother of 1,000, just depends on what you're used to saying. Different people, different parts of the world call them different things. Jill, 3 fur babies, welcome in, my friend, welcome in. All right, and that is everybody on the tray that's left. So now we have lots of room on the tray because I thinned out the herd, and we're gonna fix the potting on this one here. So southeast coast or up north more. I'm up north. Most south plants don't make it well where I am. Okay, so here's the thing. Plants will grow everywhere. If you, the biggest thing is right now with it being winter, shipping to places that are under 32 degrees is not optimal, and it sets your plants up kind of for failure when they arrive to you. All right, so you want to wait till your temperatures are between 32 and 50 degrees and go ahead and get that winter protection packet that I have. I think it's like $4 or $7 for that, depending on the number of plants that you have, and it will keep your plant warm. If you're less than 32 degrees, I'm not going to even ship the plant to you. All right, I'm just going to refund your money, or I will just, you know, I'm not even going to go there. Or if it looks like it could possibly turn in the next 2 weeks and you have a little warm spell for the next 10 days, that's how big of a window I want, because shipping is shipping. And once I put it in their hands, I have no control over when that plant gets to you. And I want to make sure it's got optimal conditions of getting to you, all right? So move them in and, you know, or go ahead and scoop them up if you're between 32 and 50 with that winter protection, okay? Less than that, hold off. Make a list, and as soon as you start getting warm, there you go. Look at that, you guys. 20,000 up there from the goal. Way to go, Shannon. And we need one more firework here. That will finish that goal off, and then we can move on to the next one, because there's always another one that's in the works. Always, always. So yes. Anybody have any questions about the plants that we have shown you here today on the prop tray here? Lots of them here. Let me move this off my potting bench without knocking anything over. Give me a hot second. All right, so we're gonna fix the 2 lovebirds up here, and we're gonna fix the conjoined twins here, and let's fix them up. Let's get them into one pot. It's not gonna be a true repotting or potting up of a propagation, but it's gonna be close enough for today. And knock some more stuff on the ground. All right, so I'm gonna use my clear container here because I like to be able to see where my roots are at. And I have a soil mixture already mixed up here, so we'll talk about that. And my soil mixture is, don't break those, is the Miracle soil, all right? That is potting soil, all right? That's the type that I use. I can't say the full name brand, but you guys are smart, because that's a no-no on TT if anyone ever told you that. Thank you for helping me get that goal, Shannon. Thank you all so very much. We have to thank April, Pamela. Thank you, friend. We have Vernell, we have Grammy Marty, we have Lynn, we have Adele, and we have Shannon. Thank you all so very much for helping out with that goal. I appreciate each and every one of you and all of your efforts to get that done today on this National House Plant Day. That's awesome. Thank you. So all I'm going to do is take that Miracle soil, okay? I'm going to put in this pot here just enough to cover the bottom, all right? I have friends that live in upstate Mass, and I ship them plants all the time. They don't have any problems with it. I know that it is hard on them, but you have to learn to adjust your watering and learn their communication. All right, since we have the conjoined twins here, I'm gonna pinch the sides of their pots. All right, and I'm gonna pull them out ever so gently, if I can get them to come apart. All right, I'll set this one over here. I'm gonna try to do this so you guys can see as much of this as possible. Again, I'm just pinching the sides of the pot so it kind of loosens it up. Set those over there. I got a big old water puddle here on my boot tray on my potting bench. So that's why I'm like trying not to say anything too in the water because it'll just suck up all the water on me. All right. I'm going to very lightly squeeze these because it is still winter and I don't want to cause a whole lot of root damage. They will not be able to get over the stress. All right, and I'm going to just pinch these two guys into the same pot. Luckily, I went up to the right size. All right, we're just going to keep them right in the same soil. They were already in. They were already comfy in it. They've just conjoined. This will make a really great pot once it's all done. But I mean, literally, there is no room to add any more soil in there. But see the roots? This is why I like the clear pots. Now, you can put all of your plants in clear pots if that makes you happy, all right? But thank you for the love you so much, Jay Light. But you need to cover these up. You will get algae and mold growth if you don't. Or put a lot of plants next to them, like how they were on my tray. Thank you, Lynn, so much. I appreciate you. If you leave them exposed to sun with the water, you probably will get algae growth. If you notice that, get a decorative pot like this, solid, set it right inside of it. You can still be able to check the roots, but now you've cut that light from going in down there, causing any algae growth. It just kind of slows down the plant because now it's got to deal with the algae growth and trying to grow at the same time. That's the only precautionary thing for you when it comes to clear pots, all right? These guys, again, this is an inch plant. They literally will grow darn near an inch a month when you have them. They get large. I know in some parts of the U.S. these are considered invasive, so make sure you keep them inside and don't take them outside. These are not ones you can take outside for the summer, all right? Because they attach, as you know, as you saw, they attach to everything, all right? So they're ones, they like to trail. Where can I get clear pots? Just about anywhere that sells anything planty. I don't think I have any in my store on my page over there. I think they're all gone. Let me take a quick peek. I think all I have left are the black and terracottas. Let's see. Black, terracotta, yeah, that's all I've got right now. But I do have them from time to time, but I know you can get them over on the A store. As much as I would like to be the one that takes your funds, I'm kidding. You can get them over on the A store. They come as small as 4 inches. I would not do a 2-inch one. You will not be able to handle the amount of watering that happens with that. If I had a greenhouse full of 2-inch pots, I'd have to hire somebody full-time to just water the 2-inch pots. My greenhouse runs warm. When I heat it at 50, it stays at 50 degrees all year round, but in the summer, I can get in the triple digits in here, and the humidity goes to the roof. Things dry out very weirdly around here. So that's, you know, a 2-inch pot will dry out faster than a 4-inch pot. Just stick with 4-inch pots and up. I know everyone's like, oh, but it's so cute. I'm a new plant mom. I don't want to ruin something that's big. Go for the bigger plant, because the bigger plant will be more forgiving to you in the long run. I wouldn't go anything less than a 4-inch pot if I'm a new plant parent. I had to do it all over again. I would not have spent the couple $100s I spent on all the little 2-inchers thinking, I can do this. It's just a 2-inch plant. How hard can this be? Yeah, it's hard. Very hard. They dry out fast. I mean, it's all the things. So start with a 4-incher if you're looking for a plant. People always ask me, what plant should I start with? I'm a new plant parent. Get the one that excites you. Get the one that you're like, oh, I can't wait for this. Hi, Terry. How are you? I get the plant that makes you want to learn about plants. Get the plant that you can't stop thinking about. Get the plant that brings you joy, brings a smile to your face. You feel stress leave your body when you look at it. Those are the plants you want to get. Those are the plants that make great plant parents, all right? Those are the ones that you want to look at, all right? How many new plant parents are in here? How many of you have 10 plants or less? And those are the only plants you've ever had. I don't want the people who had 10, they all unalived themselves, now you bought 10 more. I want, this is your like first 10 or less plants. For some reason you had a calling and now you want a plant. All right, I'm talking to you guys, all right? So when I say this, please hear my heart on this. Shauna, alocasias, they're just a whole different beast. They just really are, to be totally honest. Hey Gina, how are you, friend? Missy, you're still a new plant parent, my friend. All right, so when you're looking for plant advice, all right, and I know you're probably looking for it, that's why you're here, all right? My word of caution is to you. I may not be the person that you connect with. That's okay. There's a plant for every person, and there's a plant person for every plant, all right? If I'm not you, if I'm not that person, I understand. I get it. All right. I'm very simple, easy to understand. If you want more of the technical, the scientific end of things, I'm not that girl. All right. But my word of caution is follow just 2 people for advice. All right. Don't get yourself confused. Don't get yourself overwhelmed. Don't get your plants confused and overwhelmed. All right. Follow 2 people. Now, if it's mom and grandma, that counts as 1. And the reason I say it counts as 1 is because grandma taught mom, and that advice is kind of the same, all right? And then you get somebody else, all right? Don't go on to like the Book of Faces, all right, and say, I have a plant in my bathroom, or I want to put a plant in my bathroom, and let all those keyboard warriors tell you what they think you need. First of all, anybody who answers the question of what plant do I put in my bathroom didn't ask a very important question. How much light does your bathroom get? If you have a bathroom with no windows, no plant will survive in there. You will need a grow light, all right? If your plant only gets western sun, you're going to need a plant that can handle the hot afternoon sun, all right? Think about those types of things and watch how people answer those types of questions. They're not the ones you want to take plant advice from, all right? Find two and apply the advice. You will understand, they will understand, and your plant will understand, all right? Then you also know who to go back to and say, hey, I followed your advice, but this is my result. Did I miss a step? Is something wrong? That is where I want you to be, all right? So new plant parents, if I'm not your cup of tea, I'm not your planty person, it's okay. But if I am, please feel free to ask any question you want, whether it be a plant indoor, it has to be an indoor house plant. Those are the only ones I know. Indoor houseplant questions, bring them right here. Send them to my DM, include a picture if you want. I will answer your plant question for the first plant for nothing, all right? Most people who are big influencers, I do not consider myself an influencer, won't answer those questions without some form of this, all right? I'm not that person. I will do the first one, and then I will direct you either to a live I know is coming up, content I've already done, or I will say, hey, I can offer you this because this is a little more in depth, or, you know, I'll give you some avenues, all right? I am not someone with 600 plants, all right? With 600 plants, I am not someone who spends a ton of money, all right? So I'm always going to give you options. I don't know your pocketbook. I'm not in control of your pocketbook, but I don't want you to feel limited because of your pocketbook, all right? So that's what I'm here for. Hope that hits home with some of you, and I hope you guys hear my heart on that. This is my business. I do this full time. I sell plants. I do plant bingo. I do my shipping of plants. I give plant care advice. This is what I do. I left corporate America nearly a year ago to run this business full time. And this is my passion. This is what I was put on this planet to do. I know that now. I've had my days where I wanted to just light a match and watch the thing burn to the ground because things weren't going my way. But with all things, like with plants, patience is a virtue. And if you just wait and if you build it, yes, my friend, they will come. So I've got my friend here, the Monstera Deliciosa. Lynn, it's okay. That's a good problem to have, my friend. I want you all to read Lynn's comment. She says, be careful. This live has been known to inspire, and soon you will have 20 plants, then 30, then Lynn should talk. She's now doing plant content. So check out my friend Lynn here. She is also a super fan and can answer a lot of your questions. And she is our plant scavenger hunt diva as well. And if you have never done a scavenger hunt with us, you are in for a treat because we're doing one on the 12th as part of our Superfan Live. So if you're a Superfan, get ready, be at home because that's where you're going to want to be when you do that live. If you're in the car or at work, I'm sorry, but you probably won't do well, but you'll still have fun. I can guarantee you that. So some more plant care tips, my friend. We've got like 2 minutes left to today's live at minimum. I might go over by a few minutes since I don't have anyone banging on my door right now, but we're going to talk about the Monstera Deliciosa. This was my very first plant. I'm the type of girl, go big or go home, and I went big. This is a cutting off of my very first plant. I don't remember exactly how old she is. I want to say she's close to a decade already. All right. She was the reason why I got into plants. She was the thing that I became passionate about. She was the one that inspired me to learn everything I could, but this is a cutting from her. She was only a foot tall when I picked her up. She's now 6.5 feet tall and 6.5 feet wide, my friends. Monstera deliciosas are not for the faint of heart. They are for the people who are in it for the long haul. All right, this is the iconic tropical leaf. And yes, this is a cutting, my friend. This is just a cutting. All right, here it is, all rooted up in a pot. It has 2 leaves on it. This is one. Here's the other. All right, and we're going to talk a few things. So the outside, when you buy these guys, usually in the stores, they're the small variety, all right? They can get big. That's where this starts, all right? They usually look like they are spade shaped, all right? And when they are spade shaped, that just means they're collecting as much light as they can. They're at the very bottom, all right? There's nothing wrong with your plant. Thank you for the fireworks. They're beautiful. Maria, thank you for the love you so much. I appreciate you, my friend. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a young plant. And that's why you have a spade shape. It might have one interior fenstration. It might have one exterior fenstration. Thank you, Grammy, for the love you so much. I appreciate you. But as it grows and as you trellis it, they do need to be trellised up. They need to be tied up. They are growers, or they're climbers, all right? You will get more leaves as it ages, all right? So the bigger the leaf doesn't necessarily mean it's old. It just means it's more mature. All right, so when you trellis these guys, now these 2 here are good examples. Both of the ends of this have leaves on them, all right? So these are both petioles. They lead to petals, all right? You cannot tie these to a trellis. They need to be able to rotate and turn and do all the things. They need to be able to get to the sun, all right? If you notice, this one's the good one to show this on. Look right here. See how it's kind of like got a ripple effect to it right here? It's like neck muscles, all right? Those neck muscles move with the sun, and that's why you don't want to trellis it, because all of this is one long neck muscle. 100,000. Way to go, you guys. Way to go. Woo! Second time ever we've done that. I have been going live since April of last year. This is the second time ever we have hit that, and I believe the first time was this calendar year as well. So twice in 1 year. Dang, 2026 is off to a good start. Non-National Houseplant Day to boot. I love it. Thank you all so very much. I appreciate all of you. Those taps, you think they're just sending hearts across the screen? They're not. They are actually recommendations to the algorithm to send more planting friends in here for all of us to enjoy. Just like Nadia, oh Lord, I just slaughtered your name and I'm so sorry. Tell me how to say your name, sweetie, if you're still in the room. Just like that. All these people that you see are coming in and liking. That's because of you guys tapping that screen. Those are more planty friends for you to connect with, to watch their planty videos, and to share just great time with. These are quality people. Shannon, thank you so much for those hand hearts. All right, so I have Nairi and I have Nadia. So just like that, those 2 lovelies came in here because of you guys tapping on the screen, and it sends it out to the algorithm and tells them, come on in, TikTok friends, Come join us. Marjorie, thank you for your rose, my friend. So look at that, all those lovely people down there. What you doing with the Monstera leaves? This is a propagation that was cut off of my mother plant here that is 6.5 feet tall by 6.5 feet wide. And we're just talking about the different parts of the Monstera and how to grow them and what everything means for all of the new plant newbies in the room. So this guy has two very large leaves, very large fenestrations on them, interior and exterior. Thank you, Terry and Robin. Thank you so much. If you notice, the more interior ones you get, they tend to like come in rows. Again, the more fenestrations you get, whether it be interior or exterior, those mean that is a more mature plant, all right? So when you cut these guys, you wanna look for ones that are very mature. You don't wanna cut ones that are non-mature or still spade shape. It's gonna take them a long time to mature enough because they got going and then you stop. Right? So to propagate these guys, you wanna find that node on the plant and you want to find that node and you want to cut just before it, all right? The nodes on these guys kind of almost look like an Audi belly button, if you will. Or you're going to see those aerial roots. If you have aerial roots, don't let them grow under your carpet. Don't let them climb up your walls. Tuck them back into the pot. If you really can't stand the look of them, you can cut them off. But I will tell you, your plant's growth will actually slow, because those actually are there for a reason. They're to help the plant have stability and to climb. They are climbers. In their natural habitat, they will climb up the sides of tree trunks and all that kind of stuff. That's why they want the indirect view of the sky. They're used to that canopy, just getting that filtered light underneath, all right? Very important with these guys. When you do propagate them, you do need to let them dry for a couple of days. You want to be able to touch that end where you cut it and it not be wet to the touch before you either put it in water or put it straight in soil. You can do it either way. My neighbor gave me mine and I put it in dirt less than a year ago now and it has 4 leaves. There you go. Give it a little more time. It will go crazy, my friend. It will. Thank you. Thank you to J-Light, Terry, Lynn, Grammy Marty, Lisa Prince, Maria, and Shannon for helping us reach that goal up there. I appreciate all of you for that. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you, thank you. Can you propagate the vines that grow from them? The aerial roots? Hi, Gail. How are you, friend? I hope you're doing well. Gail, do I owe you a message? I feel like I owe you a message. Let me know. Thank you for the roses, you guys. Thank you so much. So if you're talking to aerial roots, you can propagate a part of the plant that has a node and an aerial root, especially if you've already put that aerial root down into soil. That aerial root can turn into a soil root, and now you don't have to wait so long for it to root. That's a good thing. That's what I did with a lot of these guys. All right, so that's very important. I'm gonna put this one over here, and I'm gonna grab the one that's in water right now and show you what that looks like. It's right here, it's in the pond right behind you guys. Now, all of these were cut off the same Monstera on the same day, live here on TikTok. Way to go, Gail, you got level 4, my friend. So here's where it was obviously separated from, all right? We let this part dry before we put it in water. It took 3 days for it to fully dry. Hey, Jean, how are you? I've been missing you guys, but I've been falling asleep so daggone early. Gail, do I owe you a message? Did you send me a message and I need to write you back? That's what I need to know. All right. So these are the roots that have grown from here. And we have baby roots right here growing. When these guys right here get about 2 to 3 inches long, then I will move him over to soil. Until then, I'm going to leave them in water. All right. Everything goes in the water from like here down. The rest of this stays out of the water. All right. We don't want the leaves to go into the water. We haven't talked about butt chugging today, honestly. We've talked about everything but, honestly, Jane. It's been kind of a different day. How deep will I plant it? When I do put it in soil, I will probably bury it at least to here, where it splits apart really well, is probably where I will put. So just this part will remain under soil, all right? The water, you want to just cover the top of these roots. That's it, all right? So you're even doing less water, all right? You don't want these in the water, it will rot, all right? You want them still to get indirect view of the sky, but you could give them a little more this time of year, being in winter and all. We don't have very many hours of daylight, so they could use a wide view of the sky until about March 8th, then back it up. Hi, Emily. How are you, my friend? So this is the Monstera Deliciosa. Look at you, Gail, leveling up to level 11. Happy Saturday, and more importantly, happy National Houseplant Day to each and every one of you. If you're looking for a new leafy friend and a way to celebrate the day, may I suggest Flourish Plant Care, punctuation mark COM, 15% off everything over there today with no codes needed, even on the ebook. All right, so check all of that out. If your temperatures are below 32 degrees, I cannot ship you plants right now, okay? A repetitive string of hearts today I was trying to save, so it was completely drenched. Ooh, girl, I hope you caught it in time. I have a friend that has this plant, and the plant was mega roots exposed. Yes, they get aerial roots, all right? And those aerial roots actually help hold the plant up. So if you redirect them into soil, you will get more leaves faster because it's feeling supported. Just like you feel supported, you do better, right? When you are thriving at your job because you have support, you do better, right? All that kind of stuff. Plants are the same way. All right. Shoot, where was I going with that? Yeah, let them dry out a lot, Nicole. Let them dry out a lot. I just made a whole video about string ofs. You can go check it out. Okay, that's what I thought. I poked it back in the soil. Yep, put it in the soil. I had somebody, I don't remember where I was. They had a Monstera growing, and it sat behind their desk. So they had it like in the corner of their desk. It was a small variety. Look at that. You guys crushed that goal. Thank you to Emily, Maria, Lynn, Jaylake, Gail Thomas, Shannon, and Terry. Thank you all so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you going down to that gift box and helping me out with that. I appreciate you all so, so very much. So she had it in the corner. Maria, send me it. Let's take a look at it. We got 15% off today. Let's play. All right. New title gifter in the house. Look at that. Way to go, Shannon. All right. So she had it in the corner of her desk. Her monitor's in front of it. She paid no mind to it other than watered it. She liked the leaves kind of hanging over the side of her desk. They weren't hanging this way. They hung this way. All right. So they hung away from her. And she just loved to look up and see them there. I would too, right? What she didn't realize is that those aerial roots started to grow, and they grew into the back of her monitor until it short-circuited the whole daggone thing. It grew to warmth. It grew to where it could latch onto something. So be very, very mindful with these guys, where those roots are going. Hey, Nika Grace, how are you? So her and I are working, and I always loved her plant, and I didn't think nothing of it. And she goes, Sarah Lynn, my monitors just went out, and they're brand new. And I went, well, that's weird. I said, I'll take a look at it. I was kind of like the assistant IT person. They hollered for me because I was accessible, and then when I couldn't figure it out, I hollered for the real IT person and saved us all a whole lot of time and effort. You guys know what I mean. If you deal with IT people, you know what I mean. Gail, we're going to figure this out. We're going to figure this out, friend. I'm going to help you through that. Send me a message and remind me, and let's talk it through. Even if I have to get on the phone with you or something, we'll figure it out. So I walk over and I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, well, it's plugged in. There's power going to it. I'm going through all the steps. And then I look at her plant because I'm standing there talking to her. I'm like, hey, this isn't a cord. And I'm looking at the root and I'm following it. I'm going, it's going into the plant. I'm like, your plant grew into your monitor, girlfriend. We have to take the whole monitor apart. And that's exactly what we did. We took the screws out of the back of the monitor, the flat screen that she had, and pulled the vine out, or the aerial root out, put it all back together, and once you know, that daggone thing started right back up. It had no problem whatsoever. And that company downsized and sent us all packing after COVID happened. And she took that plant home with her. She said, you can't have it, it's mine. And she took it home with her. That was her pride and joy. She ended up naming that plant Monitor for very good reason. This one's mom's name is Andi, A-N-D-I, after The Devil Wears Prada, my favorite movie. And it was a big movie when I got this one. So we named her Andi originally. But this is one of the babies off of Andi. She is huge, huge, huge. We're going to... Look at that, Nika. I have never seen that before. Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you, Nika. Are you guys into makeup? Are you someone who loves to play with makeup? I'm a natural kind of girl. But when I do, I go to Nika Grace down here in my chat. She will tell you how to put on some gorgeous, gorgeous makeup. Scoop her up. These roots are very, very healthy. They are large and in charge, my friend. And they got little babies coming too. So we are doing all the things here. We're showing off this monstera here. I'm going to put him back in the water so he doesn't get too air dry on me. How many of you now want a monstera as a part of your urban jungle? Drop it in the chat for me. Ooh, don't fall all the way down. There you go. Stay upright, my friend. Stay upright. There you go. Oh, you're still falling. What in the world? Let's see, turn it. Oh! There we go. There. All right. So how many of you have decided now you want a monstera as part of your jungle? Quite a few of you, it looks like. Yep. That's great. Stick with me, kid. I'll teach you how to take care of them. Yeah, I went down the monstera rabbit hole and now own about 10 of them. Yep, I feel you, my friend. I do. Deliciosa and Enzonii and Atai. I have all them too, my friend, and I have the Cobra. If you don't have a Cobra, look into that to help help solidify your monstera collection. And I also have the Monstera Enzonii variegated. That happens to be this one right here. And these guys thrive on having very large holes. They also like to trellis and they like to hang all at the same time. Yep. So yes, your Thai constellation turning brown. That is because of the amount of white on it. It is very common and it can't be prevented. It's the white in it not getting enough light. So yeah, that's what that means. Rubber plants, you're reading about 10 of them now. Terry, you're amazing. A Dubai, ooh, those are pretty. So is mine. I'm 5'2". Mine's 6.5 by 6.5 feet wide. I'm glad I'm not as wide as mine. Jaylee, you have a great Saturday, my friend. We'll talk soon, I'm sure. I'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m., my friends. Only one of my leaves split on my Monstera plant. They will split more. The more support it has, the better care you give it, and the longer it lives, they will get more and more fenestrations, okay? So don't worry about that, all right? What was the other Monstera? A Cobra Monstera. And they're crawlers. They're crawling ones. So if you like the crawling ones, they're a fun one to have. And a lot of them will have the variegation in them, very similar to a Thai constellation, but not as white. They're a darker green and kind of like a creamy white is what usually the variegation looks like in them. Yes. All right, everybody, we have made it past our 2-hour mark. I'm going to stay about another 10 minutes or so. So get your questions in. I would love to be able to answer all of your questions. Make sure you're grabbing that daily heart me up here. If you don't know how to do that, say heart down in the chat. I will walk you through it. We don't answer any questions unless you have grabbed that up there, okay? It is 1 coin. I think my answers are worth more than 1 coin. Grammy Marty has leveled up to 13. Yes, that one is a Monstera Anzonii variegated. Yes, that is what that one is there. Yep. And we started out with propagations. Look at the rabbit holes we have gone down today. If you guys have been here from the beginning, you guys got a whole lot of planting knowledge today, that's for sure. Look at Gail down there with the club power. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so very much. Hey, Shorty. Shorty became a super fan today. Got to give her some love and some cheer. Yes. You became the title gifter for the first time. Yay! That's so awesome. Mine is dark green and long stringing. Do you know what kind of monster that would be? Probably an Anzonii. Monstera Anzonii. They kind of look like Medusa. Kind of wild and crazy. Yeah, that's what it is. There you go. There you go, Gail. Yeah, if you ever think that your plant is in too big of a pot, you can always downsize them. It usually will not take long for that plant to go, nope, I want it back in my big pot, but at least you know you've decreased your chances of root rot. Terry, but I wouldn't move that unless you're having severe issues with it right now until spring, all right? Spring will be here March 8th as far as the calendar goes. That's when we spring forward on the clocks, is March 8th. If you think it can hold on till then, I would definitely wait till then. Go ahead and give it fresh soil, give it that living biochar, and put it in a pot that is 2 inches bigger than the root ball itself. Don't be afraid to get a measuring tape out and measure it exactly. I do it for a lot of my plants just because I don't want to cut it off or make it too small, so to speak. All right. Let's see. It went backwards and I only put smaller leaves. Yeah, a lot of times it will do that when there isn't enough root support or the roots are unaliving themselves due to root rot. Root rot oftentimes occurs when we give our plant either one, too much water all the time, or you give it too big of a pot and it can't absorb all the water in there. It leads to root rot. It leads to roots unaliving themselves, and then it can't support it. It really needs 1 root for every 3 leaves. It's kind of somewhat of the equation it kind of works out to. Some people will say 1 root, 1 leaf. I'm like, that's a whole lot of roots. But, you know, obviously you want more roots than leaves so that you have a good support system. Chrissy, welcome and thank you for sharing the live out. How have you been, my friend? What do you put in your propagation water for starting? Rainwater. I only use rainwater. I know some people are like, but I have to put something in it. I have to feel like I'm doing something. So if you are one of those people, you have a couple options. You can use rainwater. To me, it works well for the rainforest. It should work well for my plants. You could add living biochar to your water. Just a small dab will do you there. That will help stimulate root growth. You can go the very inexpensive route and grab you a pothos. Cut it where you have a node, like right here. Put this part in the water and that will give off a natural hormone and make it root faster. You can also use a rooting powder. I have some over here. Chrissy, thank you for your daily heart me friend. Thank you so much for that. Let's see if I can grab it. There, I put it in the shopping cart down there for you guys to take a look at. If you look in my bag down there, there is a organic soil and root boost. You can use that on the end of your clipping, or you can grab prop drops out of a TikTok shop affiliates store. All right, that is another one that you can have too. All right, so there you go. I'm doing well, Chrissy. I keep missing Nicole, so I've got to like catch her because I need some guidance. So I can use water from my house. Sure, you most definitely can. Now, if it is water that goes through your water treatment plant, it is the same as your tap water. You're gonna need to treat it. But if it's just groundwater, well water, whatever you want to call it, you can most definitely use it. Yep. If it is tap water, comes through your water utility place, you're gonna need to treat the water, so I definitely would do that. Yes. Which is better, liquid or root powder hormone? Okay, so yeah, I saw that, but I knew that, I think you shared one of her lives with me and I missed it. And I was like, bummer. I don't get my notifications. They don't light up my phone, so I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but I don't have a lot of things. Like, there's supposed to be a new TikTok update. I can't get that either. I don't know. Which is better for liquid or powder root hormone? Depends on how you're going to, what you're going to do with that propagation. I tend to lean, thank you for that daily heart me, my friend. I tend to lean towards the liquid one if I'm doing water propagations, and I lean towards more of the root hormone powder when I'm going straight into soil. I don't know, maybe it's a mind over matter thing. I'm sure it does fine either way, but that's just how I kind of do it. Chantel, thank you for your heart me, and thank you for rooting in, my friend. So does that answer your questions about propagations? That's predominantly what we talked about today was propagations, because we're getting ready here at Flourish Plant Care for the not 1, not 2, not 3 farmers markets that we've signed up for. And we're talking all summer long, but 4 of them. Yes, I think I bumped my head. 4. So we will be busy on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays twice. I don't know what I was thinking. In addition to staying here live 2 hours every single day, Sunday through Friday, Saturdays will still be pop-ups. And then I still have a store that has all of my product in it. So I have to keep them stocked. And then I've got the website and the ship house. So yes, it's just me handling all of this. If I am not completely beyond more gray than I already am by the end of summer, I'll consider it a win. But my greenhouse right now is busting at the seams, so I've got to move these plants on out of here. The ship house is busting at its seams too, because it's too cold to ship plants to most of you all over the United States. So we're all sitting in a holding pattern going, get warmer, get warmer, get warmer. Let's bring on spring. So yes, We have lots going on. Today is National Houseplant Day. If you go right over here, Flourish Plant Care, punctuation mark COM, you can get 15% off of anything that's over there, including the 70+ page ebook that has way more information than you probably need as a beginner plant parent. But hey, it's all right there at your fingertips, right all over it. There are charts on soil mixtures, why you want to put certain things in your soil, why you don't want to put other things in your soil, how to identify those pesky pests, how to treat them and why they're there, even common mistakes, even pet-friendly plants for those of you who have four-leggeds like me, the top 5 beginner plant parent mistakes. Yeah, I know it doesn't feel like tedious work to me. It's kind of intimidating at the moment to think about it, but it is my passion. And I always heard people say, and how many of you heard this in your lifetimes too, if you love what you're doing, you never work a day in your life. Finally found that in the last year. That's being here in my greenhouse, and it has become even more of a joy when I get to share it with all of you guys. So yes, I am here Sunday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern, usually here for 2 hours, and Saturdays are pop-ups. So that's why you guys caught me at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. On Saturdays, I will put in my thought bubble up there. It'll say what time it is as soon as I know what time is going to work for the family. I usually dedicate Saturdays to family time because once summer comes, when people really want to spend time with me, that's my busy time of the year. So when it's the off season, no farmers markets, I tend to hang out with them a little bit on Saturdays to give them a little bit of my time. I see you have a pickle plant. Yep, had one for many years and people often ask about it. Yep, there you go. Sure do. I have a pickle plant. I've got all kinds of wild and crazy things. Yep, point them over to me, my friends. Have a great day, Robin. It was a pleasure having you in the greenhouse with me today. All right, everybody, that is 2.5 hours. I don't think I can possibly squeak out any more words. I didn't drink much water. I didn't have someone reminding me to do that today. You're welcome, Lisa. Terry, you're welcome. Have a great day. Everybody have a wonderful National Houseplant Day. If I can help you at all, please drop me a DM. I'm happy to help you. That's what I'm here for. Feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, tomorrow morning, I will see you bright and early, 8 a.m. Eastern, right back here in the greenhouse. As we end every live the same way, it's the same with the same mantra that we use around here. Stay healthy, stay happy, be kind to each other, stay safe, and above all else, my friends, keep flourishing. Until tomorrow at 8 o'clock, have a great day. Bye-bye.